Welcome to Ponchatoula, Louisiana, where tonight we are at the Swamp for the big rivalry, the Ponchatoula Green Wave hosting the Hammond High Tornadoes. Ponchatoula coming in, having a pretty good year at 6-3. Got knocked off last week, but they're going to keep their playoff hopes alive against a Hammond team which has played better this year, even though the record does not indicate that.
No, Coach Goebel came in from Covington this year, took over this team. He's got them playing hard. They've been in a lot of battles. They played well. A couple of games they lost right at the end with some blocked extra points and things of that nature. Hammond's not necessarily a pushover. Ponchatoula needs this win to secure a home playoff game.
And how would you think the Tornadoes would love to knock off the Green Waves tonight and put a crimp in their playoff runs? But it's senior night, it's football weather, it's chilly, and the A-team is here to bring it to you. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment.
Welcome to Salon de Soleil, the Sun Lounge. We offer the newest models and tanning beds and a variety of lotions to intensify and extend your golden glow. We also offer airbrush tans, both on-site and at your own home. Those looking for one of the newest salon experiences in the industry, come check out our FAR infrared body wrap system. Benefits include stress relief, detoxification, pain relief, and weight loss. Come see us at 1402 South Magnolia Street in Hammond, or give us a call for an appointment. That's Salon de Soleil.
Injured on the field, hurt on the job, been in a car accident? The doctors at Anthon's Chiropractic Care will help you get back to pre-injury performance level. With treatments including chiropractic adjustments, physical therapy, and massage therapy, you will quickly begin seeing results. Anthon's even schedules Saturday appointments to ensure that your treatment will not interfere with your schedule. So give them a call at 985-542-1640 to schedule your appointment, or stop by their downtown location in Hammond across from the Columbia Theater. That's Anthon's Chiropractic Care for all your chiropractic needs. So welcome to the Swamp, the WSTY Game of the Week. It's Hammond Ponchatoula. I'm Darrell Smith along with Matt Greer and our cameraman Butch Lee. Ponchatoula won the toss, elected to defer to the second half, so it will be the Tours receiving Malik's kickoff. Silv and Smith set back deep at their own 5-yard line. And look for both teams tonight, Matt, want to establish the run. Yeah,
you're going to get a big dose of that. In the 80th meeting between these two teams,
they must start playing when Butch was in high school. Smith, it's in the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 20. Right there, he's looking to make a big play. Big stats for Smith this year.
Yeah, when he caught that, he got that, put that back foot back, stepped right on that goal line.
That's where Hammond will put it in play, 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 for the Tours. I heard them celebrating the class of 73 earlier. That's Butch's graduating class.
1873.
1873,
yeah.
Right? Okay, just checking. Got to make sure that, we recognize Butch.
I got to get my shots in when I can, Butch, before he hops on me about something.
So 1st down and 10. Wildcat formation. Smith off the right side, hit at the line of scrimmage, knocked down hard by Javard Mitchell.
Direct snap to
got about 2 on the play.
Yeah, as you were saying, Smith with he's a great runner, but I tell you what, that front for Ponchatoula is rugged.
Ponchatoula with a big defensive line. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Same formation for the Tornadoes. The Wild Tornado.
Well, the Wild Tornado.
Good snap. Little pitch to the other side. Pretty well read. They're going to pick up a couple, but not much there. Little inside shovel pass to number 46, Skylar Key.
Interesting play call. Ponchatoula not fooled, very disciplined.
Well, we were unable to see Hammond on our first scheduled game this year. We didn't quite get permission from St. Paul's until too late. We had switched our schedule, so it's our first time seeing Hammond and knowing what to expect. But we've seen Ponchatoula our 3rd time this year, and they're pretty stout against the run. So Hammond trying to get them off balance right here.
That's the freshman in the game, Roberts.
Roberts swing past the outside, batted down.
Number 14, Reed Roberts attempts
big number 92, Cody Abear.
However, it's a
Yeah, Roberts is the son of Ron Roberts, head coach of Southeastern. Freshman starting here for the Hammond Tours.
6 for Hammond.
So punting situation for the Tours on 4th down. Michael Latina to kick it away. Takes his time. No pressure. High kick. Coverage should be there. Nice move by Henderson. Now he brings it to the side. Got blockers out front. Cuts back to the middle and knocked down. Number 30 for the Tours right there. Brett Silv with a touchdown saving tackle. And a big special teams play to start the game for Ponchatoula. They've got great field position for their opening possession. 10:08 to go here. After a 3 and out, Ponchatoula will have it for the first time.
Yeah, Silv was on all fours. He had been blocked and he was down. As Henderson made his cut to the inside, Silv just reached up and got a hold of him, and down Henderson went. And now you see Christian Campbell, quarterback for Ponchatoula, having a monster year.
Low snap, picks it up off the ground. Hammond has some penetration. Gets back to about the line of scrimmage.
Christian Campbell takes the snap from center.
Silv in on the tackle along with number 35, Jonathan White. Drop him at the line of scrimmage, but right there, that low snap through the timing of the playoff.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
Prometheus Anderson in the backfield now, the junior.
We saw him in the Slidell game, did a good job.
They give it to him. He'll get down to about the 20-yard line, be a little bit shy.
Yeah, we saw this, like I said, in the Slidell game. Anderson getting the tough yards on the inside, where you got Rogers is more that flexible back, that slasher, and they throw to him a lot.
3rd and 6 for
It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Green Wave. Trying to take advantage of the big punt return.
Just as a side note, Campbell and Rogers this year have combined for over 2,000 yards rushing and 23 touchdowns.
Tornadoes jumping around on defense. Now Rogers goes in motion. Campbell, quarterback keeper off the left side. 20, gets down to the 15, has the first down and knocked out at the 10-yard line.
Christian Campbell on the quarterback draw.
And it will be 1st and goal from the 10.
And Coach Scoble from Hammond said this is the guy we got to stop. Ponchatoula goes as Christian Campbell goes. In the loss to St. Paul's last week, where they lost 24-21, real close game against a really tough St. Paul's Wolves team. Campbell rushed for 172 yards, a touchdown, and he threw 2 touchdowns.
1st and goal from the 10. Early first quarter. Ponchatoula trying to take the lead. Anderson inside, cuts down to the 2. Nice hole there. Once again, Silv on the tackle.
And this being our 3rd game here at the Swamp, Darrell, we've always noticed in these games what a great job that Ponchatoula offensive line does of blocking.
Well, that was a gaping hole there. Anderson running hard, picks up 8. It'll be 2nd and goal from about the 2.5-yard line. Here he is again, walks into the end zone, touchdown, and the Greenies take the lead, 6-0.
Pretty easy drive there. Of course, you get the big return from Anderson, gave him the short field. A few running plays, and in the end zone they go.
Well, I can tell you right now, if Hammond High doesn't find a way to get some penetration and make some contact at the line of scrimmage right there, he was a half yard into the end zone before they really got a hand on him. Going to have to do a better job up front of holding against this tough offensive line of Ponchatoula.
And here's Malik. He's a good kicker. We've seen him do well. Had a couple of missed field goals in the St. Paul's game.
Bad snap. They get it down. The kick is up, and the kick's good, and it's 7-0 Greenies.
With 8:11 left in the first quarter, that makes your score Ponchatoula 7, Hammond 0.
Welcome to Salon de Soleil, the Sun Lounge. We offer the newest models in tanning beds and a variety of lotions to intensify and extend your golden glow. We also offer airbrush tans, both on-site and at your own home. Those looking for one of the newest salon experiences in the industry, come check out our FAR infrared body wrap system. Benefits include stress relief, detoxification, pain relief, and weight loss. Come see us at 1402 South Magnolia Street in Hammond, or give us a call for an appointment. That's Salon de Soleil.
Malik to kick it away. Once again, it'll be Smith and Silv. So real quick, Ponchatoula has jumped out 7-0, 8:11 to go here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, Hammond's going to have to get something positive on this drive. 3 and out is just not going to do it.
Torres tried a little trickery on the first series, bringing in Smith and the Wildcat. That didn't work. Let's see if they go back to the freshman Roberts, and Smith from the 1. Breaks one tackle. Now he's at the 20. And that's where a swarm of Ponchatoula Green Wave players will tackle him, led by number 43,
able to return the ball
Horace Morris.
Now Smith had a little crease, but it closed awfully fast with green jerseys.
You know, Ponchatoula well aware of his talent, and they're doing a good job of staying in their lanes, not giving any cutback lanes.
89 is in.
So looks like they're going to stay with the Wildcat or Wild Tornado.
Hey, this is the thing I told
Like you said, we don't know if this is something new or something they broke out for this game. We just hadn't seen them this year.
Smith on the keeper trying to go left, but they're reading that play. Number 51, Reggie Walker, got him in the backfield and drops him for a huge loss.
Now, that being said, my guess is they have been running this, and Ponchatoula has seen some film because they're all over that.
Well, quickly they get Roberts in the game on 2nd down and 15. Now Roberts not a big kid back there, 5'9". Hands off to Smith off the right side, following his blockers. He'll pick up, let's say it's 3. It'll bring up 3rd down and 12.
Well, I tell you, as good of a job as Ron Roberts is doing at Southeastern, if he has anything to do with coaching his own kid, you would expect he's probably got some talent back there.
Picks up about 3 yards on
Must have some talent to be in there as a freshman, and congratulations to Coach Ron Roberts and the Southeastern Lions. Traveled to Lake Charles and knocked off number 4 McNeese last week in convincing fashion.
Just blew him out.
So 3rd down and 12. Like we said, though, Roberts is going to have to find those lanes in between these guys. Not tall enough really to see over the top. Look for him to throw a lot of passes to the outside, I would guess. Going to run the option on a reverse. There's the tackle break. Good block out front by his wide receiver. And they're not going to get there. It's going to bring up 4th down as they stop him at about the 26. It'll be 4th and 4.
Number 85, Dakota Hedgewood.
Good play call.
On the reverse play.
Stay on. Wait, Julian.
Not sure of the spot. It's going to be short of the 1st down.
Well short of the 1st down.
Gained about 8 yards on the
And
play.
that'll
but still
force Hammond
short.
High into
4th
another
down,
punting
about 4
situation.
yards to go.
Now, Hammond got a good punt last time. High coverage was there, and Henderson still beat the coverage. He got a big return here.
Now, on the last punt, Ponchatoula did not rush the punter, and he had all day to punt that football. I wonder if he tries to kick it away from Henderson this time.
Well, if you notice, though, he took extra steps just waiting since he had so much time for his guys to get downfield. Hammond sends their gunner in motion. This time they put a little pressure. He kicks it away from Henderson. It's going to hit and roll out of bounds. Ponchatoula will have it around their 40-yard line.
Kick goes out of bounds. It'll be spotted.
So for the 2nd time tonight, the Greenies get the football in great field position. 5:28 to go in the opening quarter. It's 7-0. And we'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game: Dixie RV Superstores, Bill Hood Automotive Group, Anthon's Chiropractic Clinic, Louisiana Ballroom Dancing, Fast Lane Car Wash, Hammond Recreation Center, Salon de Soleil, Miller's Mart, Borderlines Collision, Bootsy's Deli, Scott's Pharmacy, and Rodney Paul Designs. Without them, we wouldn't be here.
That's a bunch of sponsors.
It is. This is a big rivalry, and everybody wants part of the action. Helped us get here tonight, and we appreciate it. Campbell on the keeper. Nowhere to go is Silv read it immediately. Silv's been very active early on in this football game.
Yeah, good contain right there.
Towards the left sideline.
Silv playing on his near side. Let's see if Ponchatoula starts running away from him.
Only a yard.
As I mentioned earlier, this is the 80th meeting between these two schools. Hammond actually leads the overall series 41-34, and they've had 5 ties.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, in the last few years, Ponchatoula has really stepped up here. Hammond has hit the skids a little bit. Has been down for a few years. Coach Gobles did a good job getting them to play better. Hopefully they'll make a decision, get a good coach in there, and where this game can mean something at the end of the year. Campbell again keeps it, but nowhere. Excellent defense there by the Tors.
Campbell keeps again.
Yeah, Ponchatoula's rattled off the last 5 of these games, but before that, Hammond had rolled off 9 in a row. So they go in streaks.
DeMarcus Dangerfield stood his blocker up at the line and then made the play on Campbell. It'll be 3rd down and about 8.
See if Campbell goes to the air there. We know he can throw it.
Rogers in the backfield with him. Swing pass to the outside intended to Henderson, off the hands, and that'll be incomplete. And it'll be punting time for the Green Wave.
Now that was a big stance by the Tornadoes. They really needed to have that stop there, because if Ponchatoula goes down and puts another one on the board, Hammond's in a hole they might not be able to get out of.
Well, and it takes Hammond out of what they want to do, which is run the football, but they're going to have to get some better blocking up front. Smith back along with Sill, 2 returners back there. No pressure, gets it away. This is a high, wobbly kick. Smith fair catch at the 27. So it will be 1st and 10, 3rd possession for the Tors. And what you really like to see here, even though Ponchatoula's up 7-0, a little back and forth action here. No penalties so far. Both teams playing under control.
Yeah.
You know, these are the type of games that sometimes they get over anxious at the beginning. You see a lot of stupid penalties, and then toward the end, the emotions get into it. So right now, it's all business between these two things, and Ponchatoula leads at 7-0, but Hammond's got it back. 3:56 to go here in the opening quarter.
Now Hammond's they really need to put some kind of drive together here, pick up a few first downs at least, and switch the field.
Well, they've got to get some confidence here. Staying with Smith from the Wild Tor formation. Smith rolls left, looking to throw. Throws it up late, well covered, and picked off by Ponchatoula.
Johnson throws the ball downfield.
Number 28 on the pick, Semino.
Long pass downfield.
Throw across his body, which is a hard throw for anybody.
Intercepted by Ponchatoula defender.
And I guess they thought that they could fool him there, but Ponchatoula heads up, picks it off, and has it back immediately at the 45-yard line. Those kind of turnovers there, the quick ones that gives Ponchatoula the ball back in great field position, are ones that can really come back to haunt you.
Yeah, that's tough. Your defense just made a great stand. You got the ball back, looking to get some momentum. First play, and you give it right back to Ponchatoula.
And I don't have a problem with them trying to get the guy to throw the ball. I just would have rather seen him rolling to his right throwing.
Absolutely.
That's a hard enough throw for somebody who's a quarterback. Here's Rogers. Bounces it to the outside. He's at midfield. 44, 43, 42, and down. A 14-yard gain and a first down inside Tornado territory down to the 41.
Now, you see, we know Rogers is good, but you see how smart he is, too. He got in between Marquise Relaford and set him up and that block and just following him around and picked up another 3 or 4 yards on that run right at the end.
Well, and when you do that and you stay behind your blockers, you don't get hit as hard as when you break out in the open on your own. So smart move there by Rogers. This is Campbell on the keeper, cuts inside, picks up 3.
And now they're back to that Green Wave bread and butter, the combination of Campbell and Rogers.
And see, Rogers is a smaller back, but Campbell himself is 6'1", 190, so he's tall and athletic and angular, but he's got those herky-jerky moves.
Well, that must run in the family. He's got a brother on the defensive side that goes 6'4", 380.
I know who won all the battles for the extra food at the house. Now Anderson in the backfield. Rogers in the wing position. Campbell pitches it late to Rogers. Almost looked like a forward pitch, but they'll pick up close to the first down. They'll be a little shy.
Campbell's brother is Donovan Campbell. Number 91 on the defense. I'm sure we'll say his name before the night's over with on a play or two.
Picks up about 6 yards on the play, a little short of the first down.
It'll be third and one. Lone receiver to the bottom of your screen. Everybody else in tight for the green wave on 3rd and 1. And we saw Campbell do a good job of getting people to jump offside. This time he'll just keep it a delayed quarterback draw, and he picks up a solid 3-4 yards in the first down. Down to the 28-yard line.
You see a good example of that big push the green wave line has.
First down.
Under 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter, and you know, talk about power football. Last night, the Oregon Ducks ran into a power-running Stamford team and got beat and knocked off. And that's basically what they did. Everybody in tight, and you knew they were going to run it, but you had to stop it, and Oregon couldn't. Let's see if Hammond can. Campbell again, left side, staying on his feet, breaks a tackle, gets to the outside. 10, headed for the corner.
He's going to have
touchdown.
Christian Campbell.
From 29 yards out, Christian Campbell.
What an electric player this is.
Touchdown.
Campbell from 29 yards out gives Ponchatoula the 13-0 lead. And once again, patient running there. Let his blocks develop, got to the outside, and then just used his speed.
Really no need to go to the air when you can run the football like that.
Malik for the point after. Good snap this time, gets it up, kick is up, right up the middle, and it's 14-0 Ponchatoula.
1:29 left in the first quarter. Your score, Ponchatoula 14, Hammond 0.
And welcome to the headset. We have another Greer in the booth tonight. On with me now, Matt's brother Luke, and Luke's out here tonight representing Raising Cane's from Hammond.
Thank you, dog. You forgot to mention much better looking brother.
That's not a lot to brag about.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, I know. I got to get any credit I can get.
So tell us what you're doing out here tonight, Luke.
We're out here just supporting the local community. You know, we're proud supporters of Hammond and Ponchatoula athletics and athletics everywhere. And, you know, just coming out here to show our support, feed the press box, come watch a little football.
Smith, big tackle, got a man to beat. Cuts by him at the 40. He slowed down, got one blocker. They're trying to chase him down.
Gone.
But Smith will be gone. Hammond back in it right now on a 95-yard kickoff return.
97 yards.
And we're going to talk about this guy. They've shut him down so far, but there's Jeremy Smith doing it in the special teams, and it gets Hammond a big lift, and they needed it.
It looks like I'm good luck for the tour as I get on the headset, and look what happens.
Well, we wanted to talk to you tonight. Luke, you've been a big supporter of high school sports up there at Raising Cane's, also our local sports down there. Everybody knows I work at the Hammond Recreation Department. Y'all been a big supporter for us, and in fact, we're going to be in Hammond next Friday night, November Starry Nights. We're going to have at the Raising Cane's tent right across from Topla, selling lemonade and iced tea, maybe? I don't know.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
all the money's going to go to the Hammond Youth Recreation Youth Department Booster Club, which helps send kids to All-Stars and all that. So come on out and support us and enjoy some Raising Cane's iced tea and lemonade.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a great partnership for us to partner up with the local rec departments. You know, we encourage healthy lifestyles, and you know, I'm fortunate enough to coach one of the local teams. My son plays in the Hammond Rec Department, and we love it. You know, we just moved here from Baton Rouge after being away for 12 years, and you know, we started this year and just came back, and it was a blast through the All-Star program, just the regular season.
And we did real well in All-Stars. Your son on the All-Star team, and we made it all the way to the state tournament. I think we finished tied for third, and a big turnaround there. As I've been there a year, it was our first year of baseball, and I feel like it was a pretty good success, and we're trying to get some more of you out there involved. You people come back to the community, help the Recreation Center out, but also support the people who support us. Raising Cane's does a great job of supporting your high school athletes. Athletics. So go by, get you a box. I just had one right for the broadcast here. I'm feeling a little full there, but, you know, enjoy the chicken tenders and the French fries. And I love the bread too, man.
Hammond fans don't want Luke to stay on the mic.
Onside kick. Looked like Ponchatoula fell on it. So Hammond pulling out all the stops here with 1:12 to go here. They cut it to 14-7, but they're going to give Ponchatoula great field position.
Well, I definitely appreciate the opportunity to be here with y'all tonight. I do want to mention on the 14th, November the 14th, we are hosting a fundraiser for the Ponchatoula High School bands. 15% of your purchase will go directly to the band to help keep them going. You mentioned Star November Nights. We have that going on. All the proceeds will go to the rec department.
To the Booster Club now.
To the Booster Club,
rec department, to the Booster Club, which we use the money to supplement what the city does for the kids in all sports. Handoff off the left side. Hammond stocked him up after about a half-yard gain. Hammond fired up after the big kickoff return.
Yeah, looked like he got a little momentum swing here.
But we appreciate y'all coming out and the things that you do for us, and I'm sure all the high school sports. And, you know, the owner of Raising Cane's is not a Hammond person, but he is a Louisiana person, and everywhere they open up a store, they give back, and you got to appreciate that. I love to buy local. Look at all our sponsors that help us do tonight's game, along with Raising Cane's helping us out. Go by and support them. Go by and tell them out there, you have the one by Hammond Square Mall, not the one across town, but you can go by either one and tell them thanks for all that you do and get you a box combo.
Absolutely. We'll have it waiting for you.
Campbell, left side, big hole. He'll have the first down all the way down to the 43-yard line.
Just one more thing to mention. We do have a major fundraiser coming up the 18th, 19th, and 20th. We have partnered with Southeastern ahead of the Nickel State game to raise money for Mary Bird Perkins. We're gonna donate 15% of our proceeds. It's a 3-day fundraiser. It's all for Mary Bird Perkins, breast cancer awareness, breast cancer research. Please come out and see us and come see the Lions.
Last play of the quarter, they hand it off to Rogers. He's got a big hole, still on his feet, down to the 31. So Ponchatoula on the move again as it takes us to the end of the third quarter. They lead at 14-7. Luke, thanks for coming on with us for a few minutes. I would love to keep you on and keep Matt off, but he gets his feelings hurt if I don't let him talk a little bit.
I know, he's starting to cry already, so thank y'all. I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Injured on the field, hurt on the job, been in a car accident? The doctors at Anthon's Chiropractic Care will help you get back to pre-injury performance level. With treatments including chiropractic adjustments, physical therapy, and massage therapy, you will quickly begin seeing results. Anthon's even schedules Saturday appointments to ensure that your treatment will not interfere with your schedule. So give them a call at 985-542-1640 to schedule your appointment or stop by their downtown location in Hammond across from the Columbia Theater. That's Anthon's Chiropractic Care for all your chiropractic needs. First down and 10 for the Green Wave. They have it at the Hammond 32-yard line, on the move again. Rogers, big hole, right side's got 9. And it just seems like Hammond can make one play or maybe 2 plays, but they can't put 3 back-to-back plays together to slow down this Ponchatoula offense. They'll stop them for no gain or 1 yard, and then all of a sudden they'll give up 10 on the next play. Ponchatoula relentless running the football at you.
And that'll just wear a defense down. Well, I think the Hammond fans would rather Luke be on the headset. I mean, I pass off to him, and Smith goes for a touchdown.
I mean, I guess I have to agree with you since I went to Hammond High, and I'd much rather have Luke on the headset
I'm
than you.
starting to worry about my job security.
Which job are you talking about?
Any of them.
Rogers left side, cuts back inside, makes him miss, but they get a helping tackle because he made a move there, but once again, Silv over there got him around the ankles and brought him down, but only after they picked up another first down. Rogers shifty in the hole.
Silv very active on the defense. It's just a shame for Hammond that Silv's having to make saving tackles because Rogers is getting through the defensive line and getting to that second tier.
Yeah, you almost wonder if Hammond's not going to have to start dialing up some kind of pressure. Campbell right up the middle. Hit pretty hard there, but he's down to the 4.
I'll tell you, he was hanging that ball out there pretty precariously.
It'll be second and short.
But,
run the risk of sounding condescending. Yeah, I'm proud of my brother Luke. He does a good job over there at Canes. Very active. He's always into something. He's always working some fundraiser or something for the community.
And you know, it's not just working the fundraisers and doing it from his business. He donated his personal time to come out, coach baseball in the recreation department this year. And we wish a whole lot of other people would follow his lead and come help us out. We're looking for great people. Anderson gets the first down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 2.
Number 44, Tim Anderson, keeps over
Ponchatoula knocking on the door again.
Yeah, Hammond's having a hard time slowing down this Ponchatoula offense, but they shouldn't feel bad. Everybody's had a hard time.
1st and goal.
Ponchatoula put up 60-something on Fountainblue this year.
Yeah, I heard that was a wild and woolly one there.
Rogers, left side, skips in the middle and scores.
Ryan Rogers keeps the ball over the left side and goes
So
Ponchatoula
20-7.
They're just so methodical on how they move the ball down the field. There's nothing tricky about it. It's just line it up and let's go.
I mean, nothing tricky. They have had the one option play, but pretty much I put it in the belly of the running back. I either give it to him or Campbell keeps it. And right now, the read option's running well for the Green Wave, and once again, it'll be Malik in for the point after.
And as we said, you know, Wave sitting at 6-3, 4-2 in this district. A victory here tonight, and they'll get a home playoff game here at the Swamp. And there's some teams out there don't want to come in here and face this running game of Ponchatoula.
Once again, Malik drills it. It's 21-7, Ponchatoula.
With 10:16 left in the first half, that makes your score Ponchatoula 21.
Malik to kick it away again. All these extra points and kickoffs. Malik's going to be a tired young man tomorrow. The way things seem to be going.
There's your cheerleader with that cannon arm of hers.
Absolutely. Short, wobbly kick, going to be fielded at the 15. Dropped, now picked up, and nowhere to go there. Hit immediately.
Short kick.
So learn their lesson by kicking it deep to Smith. This time they do a short directional kick to keep it out of Smith's hands, and Hammond High will be backed up again.
That's where Hammond.
Now, when Luke was on, I looked away for a few minutes. Have we yet to have a flag?
We have not had a flag yet. And you know what the thing about this game is so far, Hammond High's average starting position has been inside their own 20, and Ponchatoula's starting position has probably been between their 40 and 50-yard line. So tail of field position starting to show already. Hammond's not able or hasn't been able to get the first downs to get the field position in their favor. Gore in motion. Smith right side, driving those legs. He'll pick up 3.
And talking to Coach Kenny Bell down here to our left, he was telling me we saw Smith last year wearing jersey number 25. And if you're watching this broadcast, you're seeing 33 out there. I just found out he tore his jersey before the game, and he had to switch jerseys. And that's why you had to make that documentation in the roster.
Roberts in now. Empty backfield for the Tours. Quarterback keeper, little man right up the middle. Mitchell once again. Mitchell's been in on a lot of plays here tonight. He picked up a couple, but they're going to be short of the first down by about 3. So a big third down here. It's early second quarter, but it's already 21-7. Hammond needs something positive to happen, or this game could get ugly really, really fast.
They just got to get some kind of sustained drive, even if it's not for points, just to get over there on the Ponchatoula side.
Bring a man in motion.
Oh, my goodness.
Hands it off and gets literally crushed. That's the hardest hit you'll see in a high school football game, laid out by John McGowan.
My gracious, that is a decleater.
And you can see the player for Hammond, he's still having trouble getting off the field.
If I had to guess, he probably had the wind knocked out. Thank goodness that young man's not hurt.
There was a similar hit last night in the Baylor-Oklahoma game. Of course, they called targeted on that one. This one was legal, but he just got crushed. Trying to throw him off by bringing the reverse and having nothing of it was the green wave in McGowan.
And that was Cody Watts taking that hit. Tough young man taking that hit and jogging back off to his sideline.
Vernon to punt it away. Fake punt. They direct snap it to Silv, and he's not going to get anywhere near the first down, and now Ponchatoula will have it. And McGowan again in on the play. So if Ponchatoula scores here, you could give kind of an assist to McGowan here.
Awfully risky play call there, but you know when you're sitting at a 2-7 record, you know, I guess try to do whatever you can to get something positive happen.
And McGowan came to the sideline, and his own teammates roughed him up, knocked him to the ground. So
18-yard line of Hammond.
the Tours now backs against the wall, down 21-7. And Ponchatoula with short field starting at the 18-yard line of the Tours.
Well, the hit McGowan delivered, that's one of those hits as a defender you dream about.
Absolutely. Here comes Rogers right up the middle, bounces off one defender. Gain of about 3.
He's able to move through the middle.
Got a little more than that. Let's call it 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 for Ponchatoula.
And once again, Ponchatoula improving on that average starting field position.
Oh, they just improved on it big time on the fake punt there. Campbell on the keeper, going around the left side. Runs through one-arm tackle, and he'll be picked up and planted, but he's already down to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal, Ponchatoula.
Here's your first flag, Darryl.
And you're starting to see maybe a little temper starting to flare out there.
For a 12-yard gain. After the play was over, there's a flag.
Now, we've done a few of these games, you and I played in a couple of them, and you just don't want things to get ugly down there.
Personal foul against Hammond.
Dead ball, personal foul is the call against Hammond.
Well, I saw the defender pick Campbell up and plant him, but I didn't see what happened after, all the way on the far side of the field from us.
Ponchatoula is going to have it
half the distance to the goal gives them a 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. It will be Campbell from the shotgun. Gives it to Rogers, right side, shifts his way right inside and scores.
Just leans right into his line, and pretty easy touchdown. We went from a situation after the Smith kickoff return for the touchdown, Hammond looking to get something going and get right back into this, and here you are, but we're back lopsided.
Well, the problem with Hammond is they're doing absolutely nothing on offense. And it's leaving them in bad field position. And then you get down 21-7 and you're forced to try to go for a fake punt, which put them in short field. Now it's 28-7, so. Kick is up and it's good, and it's 28-7 with 6:55 left to go here before the half. It's all Ponchatoula.
So after the Ponchatoula touchdown, Malik once again to use that leg of his.
Let's see if they kick it off short here to keep it away from Smith. Wisely so if they do. No, he's going to kick it deep. And this will be Smith from the 5. And he's knocked down at the 25.
Johnson takes
so Hammond High trailing by 21 here. Midway through the 3rd quarter, and has as yet, I think, to get a first down on offense. They really need to put something together. This is the WSTY game of the week.
Last game of the week.
Last regular season game of the week. Our 10th week this year, and we've seen a lot of good football this season.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Not too many blowouts, and we're looking forward to the power rankings and the selections for the playoff teams coming out, and we will be somewhere next week. We just don't know where.
A lot of local teams doing well, going to make it to the postseason.
There's Smith off the right side, running hard. He'll pick up a couple. And they're just keying on Smith right now.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. You know, Smith is such a talent. We saw him last year. He won our performance of the year in a game against Pearl River, where he ran for almost 400 yards and 7 touchdowns. But he ran well for Hammond all year last year. He's done very well this year. Last week in the Covington game, he ran for 87 yards and a touchdown.
Well,
but like you said, if you just key on him, it forces Hammond to do something else, and I just don't know what else they have right now.
And last year he missed this ball game against Ponchatoula. Here comes Smith coming around the left side. They're just waiting on him. Stacked up, loses a yard.
Yeah, they're just going to have to come up with something to combat that Ponchatoula bull rush. McGowan in on that again. You got Williams in on that. These Ponchatoula defenders just fly around to the football, very active.
Well, and what they're telling them is stay in your lane. He's going to cut back to you. So Ponchatoula staying home, filling their lanes, and playing textbook defense right now. Roberts with a shotgun on 3rd and 9. And intended to pass to go out in the flat for number 27, Chris Gore, but it was badly overthrown. There was pressure in his face, pressure on the receiver, and they'll force Hammond High once again to punt it away, and Ponchatoula will get great field position. It'll be Austin Henderson standing at his own 42-yard line.
And you saw defensive end Reggie Walker over here. He knew it was going to be a pass. He just waited for Roberts to let it go, and he tried to bat that ball down. It was almost like he was in the huddle.
Well, they also know that Roberts is a short quarterback, so if they can get up high, it hurts his vision a little bit. This is a short, wobbly kick, going to head out of bounds, and Ponchatoula will have it at about the 45-yard line, and that's what it will be. Ponchatoula has it back with 5:13 to go.
Punt goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line in Green Wave territory.
Interesting couple of side notes here, Daryl. You got Coach Scoble coming in, was in Covington last year, here at Hammond this year. Coach Tierney from Ponchatoula actually coached Coach Scoble in high school at Archbishop Shaw, where Coach Scoble was a tight end and an all-state kicker. And then as he got older, he became one of the assistants for Coach Tierney at Shaw and followed him on to West Jeff, as you see Henderson around the end there for a first down, and has been with him all that time from 92 through 2007 when Coach Scoble did go to Covington. Now he's gone up against Coach Tierney twice and come up on the short end of those games while he was in Covington, and Coach Tierney was here at Ponchatoula, and he's appears to be on the short end of this one tonight as well.
Well, he is definitely on the short end of this one. Henderson picks up 12 on the reverse, inside Tornado territory down to the 44-yard line. Hands it to Rogers, right up the middle. Breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet. 30, all the way down to the 27. And Hammond not doing a very good job of tackling, on top of the fact that the offensive line of Ponchatoula is opening some big holes. 4 minutes to go here in the half, and Ponchatoula moving again, trying to tackle on another one.
And we saw a few flashes of good defense from Hammond when Ponchatoula was going the other way. But that's got to be a tired Tornado defense out there right now.
Yeah, because their offense can't stay on the field long enough to give them a break, and also Ponchatoula's big offensive line doing a great job. Campbell looking to throw. Got a man, Henderson, wide over, but it's well overthrown. He was wide open.
Campbell's pass to Henderson falls in.
Every once in a while, you got to take that shot down the field when you're running the football that well. And it was open, but Campbell not able to put it on the hands of Henderson. Would have been a touchdown. Nevertheless, it is 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Henderson was one-on-one with Brian Coleman streaking up the field. There was no safety help over the top. If Campbell would have put a little less air on that, that'd have been an easy 6.
Here goes Rogers right off the right side, picks up a couple. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
Rogers gets the ball, carries over right guard.
May have to credit Aaron Basso. His own Aaron was blocking, and as Rogers tried to go over him, he didn't quite make it. Aaron's a pretty big boy there on that Ponchatoula line. A senior tonight. We saw that earlier. They had senior night here. Aaron, one of these seniors, leader on the offensive line.
Campbell running around the left side. Rogers trying to lead the way. Campbell cuts it up and is going to pick up the first down. And now there's going to be a flag, and that might be holding. And, you know, the interesting thing, you know, we got here tonight, and I noticed Butch was all in a happy mood, and he thought senior night he was going to get a discount at the concession stand.
I think he's just happy because he had his Long Johns on.
That could very well be. It is a chilly night here. We're atop the press box. I brought my third-lined zippered hoodie, you know, in case it gets cold. I got my gloves in the back pocket if I need them. But so far, just keeping the hands in the pockets and doing pretty good. Let's see what the call is.
This nice pullover S&S shirt I got here is doing the job.
And the second penalty of the night, this one goes against Hammond also. Hands to the face. And that's going to take them half the distance to the goal.
In the face.
Where it will be first down and goal from about the 8-yard line. And Ponchatoula already up to the line, ready to go.
And going empty backfield.
Now, head referee Mike Hamel goes over to tell Coach Scoble what's going on.
And he's going to come. There we go. And this is what, watch Campbell keep this. Won't be surprised. They spread them out like this, and it just opens up so much for Campbell. Or he hands it to Henderson.
Henderson coming around on the reverse. Touchdown, Ponchatoula. It's 34-7.
Did I get that in under the wire, or he hands it to Henderson?
And I'm going to tell you right now, late in the first half here, it's getting Matt Greer. I mean, it's getting ugly. Well,
yeah,
you know, Luke did tell me
he didn't bash on me, did he?
He said he was the better looking of the brothers, and I told him that wasn't a lot to brag about.
See, because I couldn't hear what he was saying, so.
Oh, he said it. Watch the replay.
All right. All right, bro.
I wouldn't make up a thing like that. Hey, you can say that you're in better shape.
Well, round is a shape.
That's right.
Payback's hell, Lucas.
35-7 is your score. Ponchatoula up with 2:39 to go here in the first half.
Ponchatoula 35, Hammond 7.
They've got Malik's leg iced down and ready to go there.
He's going to start cramping.
He's going to start cramping up here as he's got to kick it off again. Malik this time gets it away from Smith, fielded at the 6-yard line. Once again, good coverage.
Did he fumble? He fumbled.
Out to the 25. Ponchatoula thinks they have it. And they do have it.
And there's a turnover on the play.
Oh, wow.
Recovered by Ponchatoula. First down.
And I don't even know what to say at this point.
Well, you know, the last game of the season for these seniors at Ponchatoula, and I don't think the starters are going to have to play a whole lot in the second half. They'll be able to savor this in the way it's going.
Well, and you know, that may be very important for this Ponchatoula team. I'm sure Coach Tierney has that in mind with playoffs knocking on the door there.
Because any given play, somebody could get hurt. If you lose Campbell, you lose Rogers, one of your big linemen, it could all hurt. So the more people they can rest and play in the second half, the better they will be. Rogers trying to get to the outside. He does.
Which we talked about that Fontainebleau game where Ponchatoula, I think final score was 69-51 or something like that. The thing was, Ponchatoula had completely dominated Fontainebleau in the first half, and the game was way out of hand. And Coach Tierney pulled all the starters out for the second half. But slowly but surely, Fontainebleau kept all their ones in, and they started chipping away at that lead. And then finally, Coach Tierney had to put his ones back in to stop it. A little bit different scenario here.
Under 2 minutes to go. Campbell looking to throw. Got a man wide open. Pass completed inside the 5. Touchdown. He fumbled it, but once he broke the plane, that was it. It's a touchdown to Marcus Relaford.
He goes into the end zone.
41-7. My, oh my.
The coverage wasn't that bad from Hammond. It just, Relaford jumped up, grabbed that ball, and it was just that one-on-one coverage. He was able to break that one tackle, and it was easy into the end zone.
Well, Relaford was out there on his own. When he caught it, there wasn't nobody around, so all he did was have to beat one man.
Who's this kid kicking?
I don't know. He might want to kick him left-footed. Malik, plenty of practice here in the first half. You said he missed a couple field goals last week.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he worked him out all week this week, and guess what? He's getting a lot of practice here. I hope they have enough footballs down here for the cheerleaders. No, now they're throwing cups or out of footballs.
Oh, they're not going to. I don't think they can get enough air under those cups to get them up here.
Throw a cup that far.
Now, you know your team's doing well when the cheerleaders run out of little footballs to throw to their fans.
Absolutely.
The Green Wave would like to salute.
I know when I was a kid, come to the game, I used to want one every game. I have 20 of them at home, but I wanted one from that game.
Thanks for
little white Southeastern footballs.
Absolutely.
Those are the ones you play in the living room with.
They had the white, the green, and the gold. They had three different ones.
I remember looking out my back door as a kid, and you always tell when Southeastern had a game because you could see the glow from the stadium on the skyline. It's good to see Southeastern doing so well again.
Well, doing well and trying to get it back to where it used to be, because at one time Southeastern used to put a lot of people in the stands, and you know, and then they dropped football and everybody became LSU people, but Southeastern putting it all together. Now they got a couple more big games coming up this year as the return will get back out to the 33 with 1:35 to go here in the half. They've got a couple more ranked teams that they have to play.
They got one tomorrow, Central Arkansas. I think they're 25th or so, and actually that game is going to be on ESPN3 if you pick that up. But they're fun to watch.
But I think they have another top 15 team and another top 10 team left on their schedule. So that conference has been pretty good in that FCS over there. So Southeastern working their way into it. Good job by Coach Roberts. First and 10. Roberts, the quarterback. Drops, looks to throw. Great protection. Zips it across the middle, completed for about a 9-yard gain. Number 19 on the reception is Devin Seals.
Hammond looking to pick up a first down.
Tyler Parker. Nice gain of about 9
Would this be the first one if they get this?
I believe it would be, and I'm going to tell you what else is. That offensive line, good job on that play. They've got to give Roberts a lot of protection back there. Pressure didn't come till late, plenty of time to throw it. Nice pump, overthrown though. Stops the clock with 57.1 seconds to go. It'll be 3rd down and a half yard.
Not a whole lot of room over there to work with.
And I know it's 42-7. Hand the ball off, get a first down. Get something positive going into halftime. You haven't had a first down the whole game. Get one here.
Don't have to go for it on 4th. I mean, don't make it to where you have to go for it on 4th down. Get it here.
But empty backfield with Roberts, so let's see. Swing pass to the outside, and I believe they'll get it. Looks like, I believe that might be Smith over there. Flag throws, and then Hammond player retaliated, so we're probably going to end up with offsetting penalties there.
And that's on that Hammond sideline. That's dangerous. Get him out of there.
But there was a Ponchatoula player that did something to draw the flag, but then the Hammond player retaliated with a 2-hand shove in the back.
Now what you run the risk of here is offsetting personal fouls.
And you see Ponchatoula's coach out there, he is livid.
Well, because if you get a player rejected, you got playoffs coming up.
Well, not only that, but if you're Ponchatoula, what are you over there taking cheap shots? You're up 42-7.
Exactly. Now they're going to discuss this. If it's offsetting personal fouls, it's a no play, right? They replay the down.
I believe it's dead balls on that. It would be a dead ball personal foul offsetting.
And there it is.
Offsetting, and it is a first down because they were dead ball. Coach Turney out there, he is hot, and he's probably telling them exactly, what are you going to do, get yourself kicked out and miss the playoff game next week?
Right.
On the pass was able
And I'm telling you, Coach Tierney ran out to the middle of the field.
And you can see how red his face was from up here.
Those penalties will offset, and the ball will remain.
So 47.4 seconds to go here in the half, and the first hint of a little tension out there. You know, it's hard to swallow when you're getting beat by your arch rival this bad in the first half, but looked like Ponchatoula was the instigator on that one as they drew the first flag, and Hammond just retaliated. Frustration coming out.
Coach Tierney is still hot, and now he's out there talking to the white hat.
El Taze, back up. El Taze, back up.
Not sure if he was happy with the explanation, but nevertheless, game goes on. It's first down and 10, 47.4 seconds to go.
So Hammond does have their first down of the game.
And the WSTY game of the week for the first time this season is a little bit of a blowout here in the first half.
We've had some really good games, and we were hoping to see one here.
But we'll hope you enjoyed the halftime show and continue to listen to this quality.
How could you pass up listening to us?
That's what I'm talking about. It's quality.
What could possibly be on TV better than this?
Roberts rolling, throws it up, batted down.
This is pure D family entertainment right here.
Absolutely.
Under pressure, but able to
might be the Adams family, but it's family entertainment. Pass incomplete. Clock stop. 35.7 seconds to go.
And I'm sure once they get into this locker room at halftime, Coach Tierney is going to remind all his Green Wave, look, guys, we've got control of this football game. Don't go out there and do anything stupid.
And, you know, this is one of those rivalries like Albany-Springfield, Amite-Independence, where, you know, in years past, a bunch of years ago, it was always some hijinks the week of and all that's kind of died down, but you can't let it get on the field.
Right.
And especially if you're Ponchatoula. Pass completed to the outside. Nice hit over there on the sideline.
And I'm quite sure, you know, as frustrated as Hammond is at this point, they're going to try to bait Ponchatoula into some of these. And Ponchatoula just needs to be disciplined and not take that bait.
Clock continuing to tick. Hammond does not have to get another playoff here. There's only 10 seconds to go. Let's see if they hurry up and try to get one. They will get the snap off. Roberts looking to throw. Throws it to the outside. Pass completed to Green. He's knocked down, but they made it into Ponchatoula territory on the last play of the first half. And we go to halftime. Your score, Ponchatoula 42, Hammond High 7.
And that's the end of the first half.
Injured on the field, hurt on the job, been in a car accident? The doctors at Anthon's Chiropractic Care will help you get back to pre-injury performance level. With treatments including chiropractic adjustments, physical therapy, and massage therapy, you will quickly begin seeing results. Anthon's even schedules Saturday appointments to ensure that your treatment will not interfere with your schedule. So give them a call at 985-542-1640 to schedule your appointment or stop by their downtown location in Hammond across from the Columbia Theater. That's Anthon's Chiropractic Care for all your chiropractic needs. It's that time of year again, and we're registering for the City of Hammond Youth Recreational Basketball League. Registration will run from now until the end of November and is open to all kids ages 5 through 14. You can pick up a registration form at the Michael J. Kinney Center or download it online at www.hammond.org. For more information, give us a call at 985-277-5900. The Hammond Recreation Department, where we bring recreation to life.
26 years. She has done an amazing job and has built an excellent reputation as director of one of our premier bands in this area. Ponchatoula High School joins Hammond in congratulating Miss Weatherly on a successful band directing career and wish her the best in teaching. Tonight's performance will be her last as band director. So please join me in wishing her a fond farewell and a very happy birthday. Great job, Miss Weatherly, and thank you for 26 years of excellence in education. Thank you, Hammond High School. What an excellent tribute to Miss Weatherly. Once again, happy birthday and congratulations, Joanne, on a job well done. I'd also like to we've recognized the class of 1973. We also have the class of 1974 at the game tonight. Please stand and be recognized, 74. We're glad you're here to keep the tradition alive at Ponchatoula High School. While we have you all here, don't forget, tomorrow is an exciting event in the life of Ponchatoula High. Mattress sale in the cafeteria. Support the band and buy a mattress or two. You'll sleep better knowing you supported the band. Our halftime show, please welcome the 2013 edition of our exciting spirit groups, the PHS Wavette Dance Team and Ponchatoula Green Wave Band and Color Guard. Before beginning our show, we also wish to acknowledge our cheerleaders and their sponsors, Ms. Vineyard and Ms. Atkins. The band is under the direction of Mr. James Ivan Square. Our faculty guard sponsors are Miss Gretchen Hintz and Miss Mary Beth Provetto. On the field, the band is under the command of drum majors Christopher Stansberry and Tyler Whittington. Tonight's show puts the spotlight on two very exciting spirit groups, our award-winning Color Guard and the Wavettes Dance Team. First up will be the Color Guard spinning their routine to Sir Duke by Stevie Wonder. Tonight's featured instrumental soloist will be our 2013 All-State band members, Joshua on saxophone, Tyler on trumpet, and Kyle on the keyboard. Take it away, drum majors. Guard members of the week are seniors Alyssa Rock, flag captain, Evelyn Bennett, and Deja McKinley. We continue tonight's halftime show with the spotlight this time on our wonderful Wavette dance team. The 2013 officers this year are Captain Samantha Poncetti, Co-Captain Caroline Wagner, First Lieutenant Sadie Pfister, Second Lieutenant Caroline Bordelon, and Sergeant Kara Anderson. Wavette sponsors are Ms. Poncetti and Ms. Bell. Congratulations to our seniors, Piper Hampton, Caroline Bordelon, Sierra Pearson, and Sadie Pfister, who were selected Wavettes of the Week. Backed by popular demand, here's the team dancing to Jai Ho from the hit movie Slumdog Millionaire. Beautiful job. Thank you, band, color guard, and wavette dance team.
Welcome to Salon de Soleil, the Sun Lounge. We offer the newest models and tanning beds and a variety of lotions to intensify and extend your golden glow. We also offer airbrush tans, both on-site and at your own home. Those looking for one of the newest salon experiences in the industry, come check out our FAR infrared body wrap system. Benefits include stress relief, detoxification, pain relief, and weight loss. Come see us at 1402 South Magnolia Street in Hammond, or give us a call for an appointment. That's Salon de Soleil.
Welcome back to the WSTY Game of the Week here in Ponchatoula. We hope you enjoyed your halftime show. It is 42-7 Ponchatoula, and as luck would have it, they deferred and get the ball to start the second half.
That's kind of like salt in the wound, isn't it? I enjoyed my Raising Cane's at halftime.
Squib kick. Ponchatoula picks it up at the 28-yard line. We'll get it out to about the 35. It'll look like number 31, Marcus Relaford, who returns it. We would like to thank tonight's sponsors.
Take a deep breath. There's a bunch.
Dixie RV Superstore, Bill Hood Automotive Group, Anthon's Chiropractic Clinic, Louisiana Ballroom Dance and Fast Lane Car Wash, Hammond Recreation Center, Salon de Soleil, Miller's Mart, Borderlines Collision, Bootsy's Deli, Scott's Pharmacy, and Rodney Paul Designs. Well, you know, I don't have that problem. I used to have to read all the ads, and I'd be wore out by halftime, but I got this.
Who's that again? Salon de Soleil.
Did you hear the old people can't hear and want me to read them again? Don't worry about it, Butch. So first down and 10, Ponchatoula in total control, and they come out and immediately drop the football.
Fumble.
Hammond picks it up, and they can't get on it, and they will have it at the 20. So not the way that Coach Charity wanted the second half to start with a turnover.
There was a fumble on the play.
Jonathan White on the recovery.
Campbell not able to handle the snap.
White was trying to pick it up, had ideas of a scoop and score, but falling on it was the wiser choice.
Now the Hammond High Tornadoes, once again, this game's well in hand. You don't hear about too many 35-point comeback in the second half. But just for the Tornado psyche, you got the turnover. You've got to find a way to punch this one in.
Absolutely.
So Roberts comes out. Big play, Jeremy Smith is in the slot. 1st and 10 from the 20. Good pass protection. Roberts throws, got a man open, dropped. Pass in and out of the hands of Davin Seals. And I'm going to tell you right now, Roberts can't make a better throw than that. That's the difference between teams that win big games and lose. You hit plays like that, you got to take advantage.
Yes, Seals need to come up with that. The protection was good up front from the Tornadoes. Gave Roberts plenty of time to throw the ball, and he threw a strike.
And it gave him a lane to throw through, more importantly, and it hit him right in the hands. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Missed opportunity there for the Tours. Speed play to Green. Pickup of about 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Well, as Green was streaking across, he saw something in the middle, saw a little opening there, and he tried to get in through there. Like you said, picking up about 4 yards.
Pick up of 4 yards, 3rd and 6 for Hammond.
Roberts surveys the field. Here comes Green in motion. It's a fake this time, looking to throw. Pressure comes. Swing pass in and out of the hands. It was intended for Green. Brings up 4th down, and like you said, Hammond got the turnover, had the shot. Now they've dropped it at the 1. Now it looks like on 4th and 6, unless you come up with a big play here, could come up empty. And those are the kind of things that as a team, when your record's these are the reasons your record is what it is.
Yeah.
You have to take advantage of opportunities.
Green on that speed play again. They faked it to him. Roberts looked deep, nothing there, and Green was the outlet.
Ponchatoula coming with the blitz. Roberts going to be sacked.
Out of trouble.
And the Greenies shut them down and will take over the football at their own 24-yard line. So Hammond High comes up empty, and your score remains 42-7. This is your WSTY game of the week. We got a beautiful moon up there. It's a chilly night. It's football weather. Getting excited because next week, round 1 of the playoffs, and looks like Ponchatoula's going to be in it.
Yeah, it's been a while since Ponchatoula's had a home playoff game, so they're really excited about this. And, of course, you know, Coach Tierney's probably going to start thinking ahead to next week. I see some of the starters are still in there. You don't want to get anybody hurt.
Rogers, right side, very patient runner, cuts it upfield and will dart out of bounds around the 30. He'll be shy of 1st down by a couple of yards. The self-proclaimed A-team on top of the press box here. Our cameraman, the immortal one, Butch Lee, the round mound of sound, Matt Greer, and I am the big dog, Daryl Smith, bringing you tonight's action. It's been mostly Ponchatoula here tonight, aside from the 97-yard kickoff return by Jeremy Smith. But nevertheless, we're excited here. Not a close ball game, but we know we're getting ready for playoff action. A lot of local teams going to be making that move into next week.
Did you say there's a beautiful moon out tonight?
There is a partial moon. I don't know if that's a quarter.
Well, that guy needs to pull his britches up.
Well, that would be the kind of moon you'd be looking for.
No score for about a 1-yard gain.
3rd down and about 2.
And about 2 yards.
But looking forward to next week, Kentwood, Amite, Sumner, St. Thomas, Laranger, Springfield, Ponchatoula. All these schools looking to get into that run next week. Nice tackle by Silv as he lifts him up and drives him back.
Silv is a good player, and we're seeing that tonight.
I think he'll pick up the 1st down by about a half yard.
And Silv is a junior, so Coach Scoble will have him back next year. And you really like to see that with some of these players
on the wrong end of a lopsided scoreboard, and still going out there and giving it 110%. Never say die, never quit.
Well, you saw Sill picked him up. He could have planted him and got a penalty, but he stayed smart. Pass intended for Henderson. Great coverage out there. Is that number 24 for the Tours? Craig Williams. Stride for stride with Henderson. But he had him. He picked him up, and he could have planted him, which would have drew a penalty and gave it. But wisely, he just drove him back, let him go when the whistle blow. Textbook tackle, and a great job there by Sill keeping his composure. So 8:48 to go here. It is 2nd down and 10 for the Greenies.
I'm cold. I don't have wool like you have. That's a nice jacket.
It is. It really is. I was told to bring something warm. I got my thin gloves on because it's not that cold, but my woolly mammoth sweatshirt. Inside handoff to Rogers, and ran into the back of his own man. Give number 90 credit there.
Yes.
Logan Hudson stood up the offensive lineman and forced him back into the runner and knocked him down for a 2-yard loss.
There's a big push by the Hammond defensive line.
And we talked about in the first half, to stop the running game, you've got to get some penetration. You've got to be able to stop that offensive line from forcing you forward. And that time Hudson doing a good job.
He got that push into Terrell Robertson and stood him up, and that's who Rogers ran into.
So 3rd down and 12. Campbell looking to throw. Here comes a blitz, setting up the screen. That's Rogers. Runs through one tackler, but he's not going to get the first down. Good job by the Hammond High Tours recognizing that play, and here comes the Green Wave punting team.
Lyndon Muse made the initial contact to slow him up, and then he got some help from his friends.
4th down for Ponchatoula.
So we've seen Ponchatoula come out, fumble. Haven't really got anything going on offense here. No.
So 4th down and 8, Ponchatoula to kick it away. Smith and Sill back to receive, stand at their own 30. This is a high, wobbly kick. Smith with the fair catch at the 36-yard line. So the Tornadoes, with maybe their best starting field position here in the football game.
Outside of the fumble.
That's outside of the fumble down there, but after a forced punt or something, and they have it at their 36. 7:14 to go. Ponchatoula 42-7. Big weekend of football. We saw the big Stanford-Oregon game last night, Baylor, Oklahoma. We move in tonight with this matchup. Tomorrow night, it is a big one. It's your old nemesis, the guy that you love, now you love to hate. Nick Saban hosting the Tigers over in Tuscaloosa. And all kind of implications on the line, not only for LSU, for Alabama, and for the SEC if they want to have a chance to extend that national title reign.
I tell you, if LSU can knock off Alabama tomorrow night, which I think they can do, it's really going to muddy the waters for the NCAA and who's going to go to this national championship.
Well, I don't think it does, because then you're going to have 2 or 3 undefeated teams there, and the SEC is going to be on the outside looking in unless a couple of them lose at some point.
The big beneficiary from the Oregon loss last night was Florida State.
Yeah, because had all 3 teams remained undefeated, Florida State probably would have been odd man out.
Right.
But now they're in the driver's seat. They just got to keep winning.
And you got a Baylor team that's sitting at 8-0.
Well, Baylor's on the outside looking out, because I really believe even if Baylor wins out, they may take a one-loss SEC team over Baylor in the national championship game, which I think would be horrible.
Yeah, I agree. But for LSU, you know, with the 2 losses, you got the one to Georgia and the one to Ole Miss, to go over to Tuscaloosa and take out number 1 Alabama, that would just be monster for LSU.
I think they're going to play Alabama with more competitive, but the problem for LSU is they still got A&M and Johnny football.
They do, and Alabama still got to play an Auburn team in the Iron Bowl that is playing really good right now.
So 3rd down and 9 for the Tours. Robert from the shotgun. So a big matchup tomorrow night in Tuscaloosa. Get your popcorn ready. Get your recliner ready. Tell everybody to leave you alone and watch the game. Pressure at Roberts is sacked back at the 25-yard line.
And we were talking before the game. You know, I had an opportunity. I got offered a ticket and a ride to go to Tuscaloosa, but, you know, I'm a company man, and I got to keep the ratings up, so I had to be here tonight.
Well, another word from company man, you're a sucker. You should have been on the road right now, head to Alabama. Could have found a replacement for you, I promise.
I got work to do. I'm a wanted man.
Yeah, you're wanted, all right. You never got that record expunged, huh? Tornadoes to punt it away. Nice kick. Henderson back to his 37. Cuts upfield. Now he's got a lane right up the sideline. Henderson 20. 30, inside the 30. There's a flag down as he gets to the 20.
I ran out of room over there.
But we have a flag down on the plate.
Sitting at the 25-yard line.
And only 3 penalties in the whole first half. 2 against the Tours, 1 against the Green Wave.
Well, you had the offsetting personal fouls.
I don't think it's going to be a face mask, or he wouldn't be going back to where the flag is. Let's see. Holding against the Green Wave. This is going to negate the big run back, but they'll still be inside tornado territory at the 35-yard line. Nice return by Henderson after a good punt.
They gave a 50-inch TV away here at halftime, and Principal Danny Strickland won that thing. So,
that's basically what the whole
that's what the whole
stadium
said. You know, they swerve it down. No, it's not rigged.
Well,
so
the lady who did the drawing said, "Look, if it was rigged, I would have won." Now I could buy that.
Yeah,
but
sure. But then she told everybody since the LSU Alabama game tomorrow night, everybody go to Coach Strickland's house to watch the game.
And something that I never heard of before: the band doing a fundraiser here at Ponchatoula, having a mattress sale.
Buy a mattress, support the band. We kind of looked at each other on that one.
Never heard of that before, but hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Whatever works. Support the band, folks. Go buy a mattress.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. No score so far. Ponchatoula's got a 2nd down and 5 at the Hammond High 30-yard line. Ponchatoula in no hurry. Quick pitch to Rogers to the outside. Good block out there by and they're going to get him for holding.
Yeah.
I think we may have 2 different holdings. Number 42 for Ponchatoula, Stephen Bordock, was out there, had him locked up, and when the run went away from him, didn't let go.
Right. Probably would have got away with it if he would have let go.
If Rogers would have cut to the inside, never would have been called.
Yeah.
But because he went to the outside and didn't let him go.
Holding the call against Ponchatoula. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So that's going to move the ball back to the 40-yard line.
So, Darryl, of course, after the Ponchatoula lost to St. Paul's last week, that put them at 4-2 in this District 6-5A. Covington, Mandeville, and St. Paul's.
Made a mistake. That was Wimberley. 42 is on Hammond's team, so it couldn't have been Bordock.
Covington, Mandeville, and St. Paul's all at 5-1, but Covington and Mandeville are playing each other tonight.
And there goes a big run and a touchdown right up the middle. That's number 25, Chancellor Robinson, and they extend the lead to 48-7.
I'll tell you what, he was on his horse. There was some speed there out of Robinson.
Quick burst right up the middle, and he scores. And this has been a night where it's been all Ponchatoula.
So back to what I was saying with the Covington-Mandeville matchup, one of those teams going to come out of there with that loss, dropping them, putting 2 losses on them. St. Paul's is going against Fontainebleau. I would assume the Wolves would win that one.
And finally, he misses an extra point, so a score remains. Ponchatoula 48, Hammond 7.
3:02 left to play.
As you can see, the cheerleaders on the sideline are enjoying this 48-7, doing a bunch of jumps. You can do that move, can't you, Matt?
No.
Huh?
Well, I could, but I'd be in traction for a year.
Cheerleaders from both teams.
You can't get airborne. It is the Hammond and the Ponchatoula cheerleaders showing some sportsmanship down there.
No, my vertical is not what it used to be.
It never was much. So back to the field. Malik misses the extra point. His leg's kind of tired from all the extra points and kickoffs. This time a squib kick off a Hammond player. Finally picked up at about the 16-yard line. Romero Watkins, sophomore, gets it up to the 21, where Hammond High will have it with 2:49 to go here in the third quarter.
He's brought down right at the 20.
But yeah, you see the cheerleaders making nice down there, and for the most part, we had a little push and shoving before the half, but it's been a pretty clean game.
Well, I guarantee you Coach Turney got on his guys at halftime saying, we're not going to have any of that. We got more football to play. And Coach Soul will do the same thing with his guys. Look, you know, like we said, Ponchatoula did it, Hammond reacted, but either way, you can't start it and you can't react to it.
Right. I've seen some of these Hammond-Ponchatoula games get really ugly. My senior year, when we played Hammond, I don't think we had any problems because by that time we were seniors. We had really become friends with a lot of the guys from Hammond, and actually I grew up with some of them, and we didn't have any problems. It was a very sportsmanlike game. We quietly won the football game, and it was shaking hands and good game afterwards and no problems.
Wild tornado. Smith 2 yards off the right side. Smith looks down at the wristband to get the play. 4 receivers. This is a run to the left by Smith. Ponchatoula stands him up. Number 51, Reggie Walker.
Johnson, direct snap, tries the left side.
Walker's one of those active defenders from Ponchatoula. We saw him make a whole, he was all over the field in the Slidell game.
3rd and 9.
So it'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Tours. Clock continues to tick. Minute 20 to go here in the third quarter. Pass to the outside completed to number 4, Devontae Green. Is going to be short of the first down, and it'll be punting time again for the Tornadoes.
Pass complete by Roberts.
At some point here in the second half, we will discuss the S&S Sports Center player of the game. Right now, we're getting close to the end of the third quarter, so it's time to start thinking about it.
I would think Malik's a candidate, as much work as he's done tonight. Really looking forward to that game tomorrow night. Heading over to my buddy Brad Waite's house. We're going to barbecue, have a few Diet Cokes, watch the game.
Punt headed toward the sideline and away from Henderson. And it will go out of bounds at about the 44-yard line.
And I'm going to tell you, like I said, I believe LSU can beat them. I really do. And I know I'm an LSU fan, and I know I'm going to hear it from people, but LSU can beat them. If they don't, I can promise you this game's going to be close. The line spread is 11.5. If I was a betting man, I would take those points and run.
Well, if you took the points and ran, Alabama would beat them by 40.
Well, see, I'm not betting it, so it's good.
You are a jinx and a half.
I'm not going to mush this one.
I wonder how many people got the mush reference. 5.5 seconds go in the third quarter. Ponchatoula makes a change at quarterback. And it will be number 10, Jeb Kraft, and he fumbles the football. Let's see who comes up with it. Hammond High as Sill comes out of the pile with it. Tornadoes will have the football to start the fourth quarter. But right now your score, Ponchatoula 48-7 at the end of the third. Injured on the field, hurt on the job, been in a car accident? The doctors at Anthon's Chiropractic Care will help you get back to pre-injury performance level. With treatments including chiropractic adjustments, physical therapy, and massage therapy, you will quickly begin seeing results. Anthon's even schedules Saturday appointments to ensure that your treatment will not interfere with your schedule. So give them a call at 985-542-1640 to schedule your appointment or stop by their downtown location in Hammond across from the Columbia Theater. That's Anthon's Chiropractic Care for all your chiropractic needs. Roberts hit late pitch to Green. Now he cuts back inside, might gain a yard, but a ton of greenies there. That play was doomed from the start.
Yeah.
Not able to find much running room. Gain of about 1 yard.
Talking about a big weekend of football, then you turn around after the big Saturday night. You get to recuperate early this week because the Saints don't play till Sunday night when the most hated Cowboys come to town.
Jerry Jones's boys.
And they will never be back to prominence again until Jerry Jones lets somebody else run the football team. He just needs to write the checks.
Supposed to be a blackout in the Dome tomorrow night. Saints will be wearing black on black.
Roberts throwing deep, overthrowing the receiver as he was double covered out there.
Which, for myself, I always like it when they wear the black pants and the black jersey. I just think it looks good.
That is what happened at Baylor last night as they had blacked out.
Yeah, they had some cool looking uniforms.
But the Saints at home, the Dome will be rocking.
They got Sproles back. He had went out with a concussion-like symptoms last week.
It wasn't concussion-like symptoms. He had a concussion. He got drilled. So, but he was able to practice Wednesday, so it wasn't a lingering thing. It wasn't too bad.
It's a good thing because I got him in a trade this week in my fantasy league.
Well, as well as the Saints have played so far this season and have the record of 6-2. But I'm going to tell you something. The Saints need a lot of work on the offensive line. They're not running the ball well. The offense is not playing well, and the defense starting to show a few cracks. So hopefully the bye week got them some time to get ready here after the Jets loss. You know, they needed some time here.
They just did not look good against the Jets. I mean, and Drew looked out of sync as well.
Reverse and nowhere to go.
That's the second time you've seen that play blown up. That one was blown up by Jahazel Lee, sophomore, 6'2", 225. He's a big kid.
Lee there to make the tackle in the backfield. That was a 4th down play, so the ball will go over on downs.
So Ponchatoula takes over on downs, but the Saints need a lot of work if they're going to try to make a run in the playoffs. And don't look now, but Carolina's right behind them in the race, and they still got to play Carolina. So
I mean, it looked like the Saints were going to run away with that division, and now Carolina is right in their rearview mirror.
Tornadoes bringing some people in late, and it looks like they're going to have to take a timeout. No, Hammond High does take a timeout.
Welcome to Salon de Soleil, the Sun Lounge. We offer the newest models and tanning beds and a variety of lotions to intensify and extend your golden glow. We also offer airbrush tans, both on-site and at your own home. Those looking for one of the newest salon experiences in the industry, come check out our FAR infrared body wrap system. Benefits include stress relief, detoxification, pain relief, and weight loss. Come see us at 1402 South Magnolia Street in Hammond, or give us a call for an appointment. That's Salon de Soleil.
Kraft back in at quarterback. Robinson, your tailback, as Ponchatoula gets a lot of fresh jerseys in. And it's Robertson off the right side, gains a couple. You know, we had a packed house here tonight, especially on the Ponchatoula side, and they're all still here. We got a nice crowd here tonight.
I tell you what, you know, in the first half, I was looking across I didn't realize that Hammond had packed the other side of the stands over there. When Smith broke the kickoff return for the touchdown, and I heard that roar from the Hammond side, I didn't realize they'd packed in that side. Hammond traveled real well over here.
Torres up. Showing blitz. Fumble comes out. Kraft. He'll pick it back up, but then get drilled.
Yeah, Kraft isn't pulling away from the center far enough.
Loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
The ball was fumbled on the play. Jeff Kraft came up with it.
Heard that Jonathan Vilma is once again out for the season. They put him on the IR.
You know, and Vilma's Saints days are probably at an end. He will probably not be back with the Saints next year, but, you know, did a good job there for that defense.
Well, Coach Payton really paid him a big compliment. He said, as Drew is the quarterback of the offense, Vilma has been the quarterback of the defense. And,
complete to the outside, and I think he should have the first down. Kraft complete to number 8, Tyler Smith.
Out to number 8, Tyler Smith.
Down to the 39-yard line of the Tours. So it'll be a first down.
Picks up 11 yards.
He just
stopped at 8-12.
Said some really nice things about him in a press conference today, and you know that how Vilma was you know, key in the success the Saints have had over the last few years, and it's hard to replace a guy like that.
Well, you had the Saints that went up there, and defensive coordinator goes up there. Ryan loses to his brother. Now he goes back to where he got fired from last year. Everybody was talking about the hair and how great he's doing, but I don't think he wants to lose to his brother and his former boss in back-to-back weeks.
Well, some of the Cowboys defenders were talking this week, saying how they were met because Rob came from Cleveland before he went to Dallas, and they were saying how fired up he had him for when they played Cleveland. They said they could only imagine how he's firing up these Saints defenders for this Dallas Cowboys game.
And unfortunately for the Saints, I believe DeMarcus Ware returns this week. Been out a couple games, so he's a guy that can put some pressure on the quarterback, and they've had trouble protecting Drew this year. Pitch to the outside, ball's on the turf. Silv once again in there fighting for it, but it looks like Ponchatoula will recover. And this second unit, a little shaky with the football, as you would expect.
That was Skylar Key. Was supposed to get that pitch, fumbled the ball, laying down, the ball just hopped right back into his lap.
3rd and 8.
So what you're trying to say, it was a fortuitous bounce.
Fortuitous bounce.
3rd down and 9. Blitz coming, it's Silv, and he's going to sack him all the way back at the Ponchatoula 47. And Kraft hadn't played much, but he's taken a beating the few plays he's been in there.
Kraft drops back to pass.
Well, Kraft will have another year to learn. Campbell's just a junior, so he'll be back next year.
Kraft a sophomore, so he'll just kind of sit behind Campbell one more year, and he'll get his chance his senior year.
4th and 21 for Ponchatoula.
Ponchatoula, Malik once again got to punt it this time. No rush by the Tours. Kick is away. Hammond will run away from it. A Ponchatoula bounce and roll dead at the 7-yard line.
Nice punt by number
So the Tornadoes get it back with 5 minutes and 38 seconds to go here in the football game.
At the 8. That's where Hammond will take over. 1st and 10.
Once again, we would like to thank all of our sponsors for tonight's game. If I can get the paper unfolded here with my gloves on. Dixie RV Superstore, Bill Hood Automotive Group, Anthon's Chiropractic Clinic, Louisiana Ballroom Dancing, Fast Lane Car Wash, Hammond Recreation Department, Salon de Soleil, Miller's Mart, Borderlands Collision, Bootsy's Deli, Scott's Pharmacy, and Rodney Paul Designs. Without them, we would not be here tonight. Now, next week, we will be picking one of the local schools to jump on for the first round of the playoffs. So, folks, we hope if we pick somebody in your area and we come to you to try to get that ad to help us get them on the air. So if you want to see your team get on TV and cover it in the postseason, we'll need your support to make that happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great time for this area. I mean, there's so many good teams, so many good players. We're seeing, you know, the kid went and started quarterback for NC State. I mean, you're just seeing a lot of talent here, and you can do a lot by helping us get these young men on TV. It gives the school exposure, it gives the kids exposure. Grandma and Grandpa get to watch on TV. But still got some races left, some unfinished business. Ponchatoula obviously not going to win this district, but they will be going to the playoffs and hosting a playoff game here at the Swamp in 8-3A. We saw that game last week.
our game of the week with A-Meet and Independence. A-Meet winning that game and locking up a share of it, at least a share of the district title. La Ranger is at Bogalusa tonight, looking to get a piece of that themselves. Sumner is playing Independence. There would have to be some upsets there to really shake that up.
You know, Sumner kind of picked to win this district this year, stumbled against Albany, and they got knocked off by La Ranger last week.
Yeah.
So they pretty much, the only way they could get a piece of it is both La Ranger and A-Meet lose this week.
Unless something happens, that's probably not likely, although Bogalusa has played pretty good as of late.
3rd down and a half yard for the Tours. 4.5 minutes to go in the football game.
St. Thomas having a great year. The only problem with that is North Lake Christian's having a better year. Sitting at 6-0 in that 7-2A district. St. Thomas playing Springfield tonight. Springfield trying to get in.
Roberts rolling right, had a man open, stops, fires late, throws it behind him.
And not to forget about Kentwood, our friends up to the north, doing real good in that 1A. They'll be in the playoffs.
4th and less than a yard for Hammond.
So a lot of football as the second season opens next week, and it will be carried by us on WSTY. The self-proclaimed A team will have action for you. We'll be looking at those power rankings, at those matchups, and seeing which game we'll cover next week. And as long as there is a local team alive, we will try to have a football game for you. Whether it's a home game or a road game, we will be somewhere where there's a football game going on.
Anyone here in this broadcast and want to sponsor one of those teams, let us know.
Smith breaks a tackle, late flag back to be holding. And Matt, you said let us know, but yet you didn't give him a phone number to call.
985-351-7456.
33 Johnson.
Now I would hope that that's not your personal cell number, because all of the fans that might want to stalk you.
Flag on the play, we'll have to check it.
Well, it's under my my assumed name.
Football weather here tonight in Ponchatoula, but Ponchatoula has been on fire. Have really shut it down here in the second half, but they dominated this game in the first half. 3.5 minutes to go. It's 48-7. You see the Ponchatoula student body section there still out. And
they're having fun, and they're going to go buy a mattress.
They're one of the most vocal and well represented of the student bodies of the schools we have around here. The band has not stopped playing the whole fourth quarter as we go back to the field. 1st down and 10 for Roberts.
Yeah, they do it right here at Ponchatoula, my alma mater. Class act here.
Pass completed to the outside. Gets it out to the 42. Number 85 on the reception for the Tours is Cody Watts.
I'm looking at that big P at the 50-yard line. It reminds me when I was here, you were talked about some of the antics in this rivalry. And that year, some kids from Hammond had snuck in over here and took diesel and burned the biggest H you had ever seen on our field. And to combat that, we painted an even bigger P in the middle of the field. I think it went from the 20 to the 20.
Thing about that is, back in that time, it was a little more acceptable hijinks, but you know, we had the same thing happen a couple of years ago in Albany, Springfield, and there was charges level. So it's a different time and age now, and they just don't allow those type things like they used to.
No, that incident there was straight up vandalism. Grass will grow back.
Now, I can tell you a story. When we were in high school for our homecoming game, our homeroom building our float, and got word that another homeroom was doing a better float, so we went over there at night and sprayed PHS all over it to ruin their float, but yet it was Hammond Hobb doing our own. Had to blame it on somebody. Pass high and incomplete over the head of the intended receiver. 2 minutes to go in the ball game.
Yeah, I had some friends of mine, it wasn't me, it was just some guys I knew that
absolutely
put the green food coloring in the eggs and went through Hammond and painted Hammond a little bit with the green eggs, and they got in trouble, and they had to work for the city of Hammond that week, the next weekend, cleaning all that, and I'm sure that was terrible for them.
especially since you were involved and didn't get caught. And your father was a principal and would have been very ashamed of you, young man. Roberts from the shotgun. Throwing it deep, well covered out there. Jump ball, nobody comes down with it, incomplete.
But like we said, there's a difference between, having a little fun and then just being downright destructive.
.138 to go here. It will be third down and 10, and we got a timeout on the field. We got to do our
player of the game.
Our player of the game tonight. Do you have a vote?
If you bought a 50-50 raffle.
Rogers ran so well. Campbell was our player of the game for the Slide Hill game. Of course, Campbell, he's just awesome. But I was just so impressed with the way Rogers ran the ball, his patience, and you can just tell he's an intelligent football player when he's got the ball in his hands. So I would tend to lean towards Rogers, although Malik, outside of one missed extra point, Malik's done a great job kicking the ball tonight.
I'm going to have to go along with you there. Before you even started talking, I had Rogers penciled in as my vote, so let's go with number 22, Brian Rogers, as our S&S Sports Center player of the game for tonight's game, in a big victory as they will beat the Tornadoes tonight and move on to round one of the playoffs. Roberts throwing it deep again. This time he's got Green out there and just underthrown a little bit. Pretty good coverage out there by number 17, Zach Wallace. Now the clock stopped, minute 25.
And like we said, coming into this game, Campbell and Rogers had accounted for over 2,000 yards rushing and 23 touchdowns and have added to that total significantly tonight.
Well, and give a lot of credit to the Ponchatoula defense. They have bottled up Jeremy Smith tonight.
Which isn't easy to do because Jeremy Smith's a good running
back he is, but they had a good game plan coming in. They keyed on him. They slowed him down, and aside from the big kickoff return, he has been slowed down tonight. Roberts over the middle, pass complete to keep it alive.
And I'd like to give credit to Roberts as well. A freshman out there, he's not playing like one. He looks pretty poised out there for a freshman.
Well, and I think part of it is you got the second string defense in. Part of it is the offensive line for Hammond High has done not a half bad job of protecting him back there.
When they've given Roberts time to throw, he's connected. The strike to Seals that would have been a touchdown was a beautiful pass.
Well, what I see out of Roberts is a little bit undersized as he fumbles. We'll give him a little credit, and he fumbles the snap there. But Roberts a little bit undersized. We've seen it on some of the longer throws. He's having to hang them up there. Doesn't quite have that cannon yet, but as a freshman, he's only going to get better and get stronger.
So we'd like to wish Ponchatoula good luck in the playoffs.
And also all the area teams. We will see y'all somewhere next week. Clock continues to tick.
Keep an eye on the WSTY Facebook page, and when we decide where we're going to go, we can post it there. I'll get with Miss Beth, and we'll figure something out and let y'all know where we're going to be.
Roberts looking to throw. Here comes the pressure. He's going to be hit from behind and pass incomplete.
Pass falls incomplete.
Clock stop with 9.7 seconds.
So we're going to draw another number. Ticket number 5.
So another one of our regular seasons.
535.
Another regular season gone by the wayside. We will get to do the playoffs. And you know what that means right after playoffs? It's Christmas season again.
I know. I saw Hammond put up their Christmas decorations downtown today. Man, it's turkey season. Santa just needs to back off a little bit.
Gobble, gobble. So Roberts on one last snap for the Tours. Drops back to throw. Pressure coming again. Got clipped off, and Roberts gets sacked.
That'll do it.
And that brings us to the end of the ball game. The Ponchatoula Green Wave dominate the Hammond High Tornadoes 48-7 and move on to the playoffs.
Took care of their business.
So we'd like to wish farewell to both of these teams and the regular season.
Well, I'd like to thank Raising Cane's one more time. My brother Luke was here in the second quarter. He told me, he called me after he left. He forgot to mention, you know, Raising Cane's does a really good job. We talked about what they do with the community. They donate 25% of their proceeds back into every community they're in. And on Teacher Appreciation Day, Cane's here in Hammond feeds every teacher in Tangipahoa Parish.
So that will bring us to the end of the ball game for the self-proclaimed A-team. Our cameraman Butch Lee, the Round Mountain Sound, Mr. Matt Greer. I am the big dog saying we're going to bark at you in the playoffs next week. Injured on the field, hurt on the job, been in a car accident? The doctors at Anthon's Chiropractic Care will help you get back to pre-injury performance level. With treatments including chiropractic adjustments, physical therapy, and massage therapy, you will quickly begin seeing results. Anthon's even schedules Saturday appointments to ensure that your treatment will not interfere with your schedule. So give them a call at 985-542-1640 to schedule your appointment or stop by their downtown location in Hammond across from the Columbia Theater. That's Anthon's Chiropractic Care for all your chiropractic needs. It's that time of year again, and we're registering for the City of Hammond Youth Recreational Basketball League. Registration will run from now until the end of November and is open to all kids ages 5 through 14. You can pick up a registration form at the Michael J. Kinney Center or download it online at www.hammond.org. For more information, give us a call at 985-277-5900. The Hammond Recreation Department, where we bring recreation to life.
Welcome to Salon de Soleil, the Sun Lounge. We offer the newest models and tanning beds and a variety of lotions to intensify and extend your golden glow. We also offer airbrush tans, both on-site and at your own home. Those looking for one of the newest salon experiences in the industry, come check out our FAR infrared body wrap system. Benefits include stress relief, detoxification, pain relief, and weight loss. Come see us at 1402 South Magnolia Street in Hammond, or give us a call for an appointment. That's Salon de Soleil.